Rebound Raver is a Breakout or Arkanoid style game with a pinball twist to it. It's available on PC, it came out yesterday, and I've been having a great time enjoying it and getting to grips with its somewhat randomized ball mechanics. But thankfully all of the aesthetic around it kind of makes up for some of the lack of precision that this game inherently seems to have. If you've not played a Breakout or Arkanoid style game before, you play as a bat at the bottom of the screen and you'll have a ball come into the stage and you need to smash all of the gems or bricks. It's gems in this experience. And it reminds me a little bit of a fruit machine because it's got like bananas and like weird and wonderful gems and stuff like that all involved. So yeah, it just reminds me, it gives me that aesthetic. But it's housed inside a pinball machine is kind of the twist with this. So not only do you have all of the gems that you need to kind of smash, and what I really like about this game is when you get down to the last three, in order to avoid that kind of never-ending I need to hit that last gem to clear the level, when you get to the last three you can press S on the keyboard and just skip to the next level. Thumbs up from that, great quality of life feature. But not only have you got all the gems to deal with, you've got all of these different pinball mechanics as well. So you've got round bumpers, you've got targets that you can hit that give you like big points boosts. There are stars that you can hit and they'll spin round and emit light shows and things like that. And different layouts occur on the screen as well to kind of give you like pinball chutes and things to go round, or different layers. On some of the stages as well, not only do you control a bat, but you've also got, with the mouse left and right clicks, you can control flippers. And it gives you some access to some pinball mechanics as well. And that's really good to try and flick the ball up so that you can get it into like a tight corner where only some of the gems can be accessed. The pinball mechanics are a little bit not ropey, but they seem to have a slight delay from when you click the mouse to when it actually flips the flipper. So just bear that in mind when you play. What I really like about Rebound Raver is this kind of mashup of this pinball mechanic, because it's there throughout all of the different stages. There are 50 stages in all, in 5 different layouts, and a couple of those layouts include those flippers for you to muck about with and play with, but there's always different like lane chutes or barriers that you need to clear, and by doing that you need to hit certain switches and you might need to flick that with a flipper, for example, to get there. And it all kind of gives you feedback back every time you're hitting all of these bumpers and targets and switches, with a funky little light show that's going on behind you and around you. And that merges really nicely with the rave and techno soundtrack supplied by someone called DJ Yan, who does the soundtrack for this game. It's a proper throwback to like I'm going to say the Night Crawlers from the mid-90s. And if anyone went raving during that era, I think you know the kind of music that I'm after. It's probably considered quite generic now, but there's its time and place for it, and it works very well with Rebound Raver. Where the game does fall down slightly for me is around the precision of the ball physics, and that's normally quite a huge thing for something around an Arkanoid style game, but considering this game is being released at £2 and is currently at 40% off, so it's £1.20, I will absolutely let it slide for the price point that it's in. When you move the bat around, it doesn't seem to have a great awareness of the speed of what you hit the ball at and the direction of where you're going. And so it kind of goes vaguely in the same direction as where you expect it to go. So say if you like tap it at the edge of the left of your paddle, it should then go off to the left. And it does do that, but it doesn't seem to understand like too many variants of that. And this is especially true when it's hitting certain gems that feel like they're like triangular, and then it will bounce off as if it's a square. Or then it will decide it's a triangle next time around, and I don't necessarily see the difference. That randomization keeps you on your toes, but it does mean that towards the end of some of the levels, it drags on because you're expecting the ball to do something and it doesn't. There are power-ups throughout the game as well that let your paddles shrink and expand. There's a multi-ball option. You can get lasers on as well, which you can then hit space on the keyboard to like smash around with. And then the other thing that I would say about this game as well is that it's only really viable to play it with a mouse and keyboard, because although it does offer controller options, it doesn't understand speed, and so therefore is utterly unplayable. What I mean by that is that if, say, you want to, with your mouse, quickly zhuzh across from one side of the screen to the other, you can move your mouse fast and the bat will track that. But with the analog sticks on a controller, it keeps you at a single speed, and so you need to stay perfectly underneath the ball because your speed of your bat is exactly the same as your ball, never faster, never slower. And so at the moment, at the time of this review, the controls on the controller are broken. Similarly, you can also use the left and right mouse click to kind of do a little shoulder shrug at each side of your bat to try and do like a little bit of a curveball back from, send the ball back to where it came from. And they're the wrong way round on the controller. So when you press the left trigger button, it smashes the right one, and then the right the left. And I was very confused. And because I started with controller on this game, I spent the first 20 minutes going, God, this game is terrible. And it wasn't until I went into the options and saw that mouse was recommended, and I was like, okay. So yeah, don't touch this with a controller, stay with the mouse, and I think you'll have a much better time. Fans of Breakout and Arkanoid will enjoy this. I also got Flipnik vibes, because obviously that's kind of pinball-y, mashed with like puzzle-y type stuff. And the other game this reminded me of, probably from the light show perspective, was Fantavision, because that was proper cheesy arcade gaming at its finest as well. And a game like this, for £1.20, I don't think you can ask for too much more. Rebound Raver is out now. It's available on PC, and a written review will be over on higherplanegames.com very, very shortly. You guys take care. Happy balling. Higher Plane Games is part of the Higher Plane Network, a completely independent media outlet supported by people like you. The goal is to create the best possible content that cultivates a richer indie scene for games as well as music and entertainment. To find out more and to get involved, visit patreon.com/higherplane network. Your support makes all the difference, and in return you'll gain access to bonus content and downloads. Thank you for watching.